Cristo Rey, Cristo Rey, Cristo Rey, Cristo Rey, Cristo Rey, Cristo Rey, podcast, Cristo Rey, podcast, Cristo Rey, podcast, Cristo Rey, podcast, oh boy, podcast, here it comes.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Cristo Rey podcast. I'm your host, Diary, and I'm here with
James Wilson.
So you are now, I could say this is now your full 1 year, but of course you were here last year, but as our new safety security officer. So, tell us about your experience from last year.
Well, last year was great getting to know kids and students as they were coming to school, meeting and greeting them, familiar faces, getting to learn their faces and their routines. So it was a very good experience for me. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, because I remember the first time I saw you, I was like, who is this? Who is this guy?
What's this guy? What's he doing here?
Literally,
what happened? What's wrong?
No, because I remember that I was walking and I was just like, oh, that's a new person. Like middle of the school year, no clue who you were. And then I think everybody was in the PWSP room when they introduced us. So, of course, tell me again, what did you do before becoming our new security?
Well, I had quite a journey. I was a Columbus police officer for over a lot of years. Let's just say a lot of years. I retired from there. And then I went into school administration. I was a assistant principal with Columbus City Schools. So I've always been actively involved with protecting and serving, so to speak. So it's just a natural transition to come here to Cristo Rey and contribute.
What gave you the idea to come here to Cristo Rey?
Well, like I said, I've always enjoyed being around kids. I think that's why when I was on the police department, I worked in juvenile bureau. So I did a lot of interacting and working with kids. I coached a lot of sports within the police athletic league, and just naturally transitioned into school administration. We were responsible for 9th and 10th graders, matriculation, and making sure they graduate on time. So just a natural affinity for working with kids and trying to see them succeed.
So you would say that you'd work more with teenagers than?
Well, work close in hand with adults, but my passion was working with kids and seeing them grow.
That's tough because some of us.
Can be some challenges. No, we're just kidding. All kids have their moments, but the potential's there, and you want to just help them build the stages into the next transition in their life, whatever endeavor they choose to take on. So just contribute to that positively is what I'm looking to do going forward here at Cristo Rey.
Hi guys, it's Vivian. September is National Suicide Prevention Month. Here's Cristo Rey's school psychologist, Dr. Bumpus, with some mental health tips.
Hello, I am Dr. Bumpus. I want to share a mindfulness thought with you today. Take a moment to reflect on how mindful or how aware of your thoughts and feelings you are on a daily basis. Increasing mindfulness can lessen your stress, help you focus your attention, give you more choices and control over your behavior, and increase compassion for others. My office is on the 4th floor. Come stop by and say hi. Have a great week.
You mentioned that you were a police officer?
I did.
So some of us, me, and of course others, really want to go through that, becoming a police officer and things like that. So could you tell us, of course, how did it go for you, your experience?
Okay. I would say for me, it started with the military. I was in the military for 2 years right after high school. And after that, worked in private sector for a couple of years. I think the main thing for a young person wanting to get into law enforcement is just avoiding trouble, avoiding certain crowds and peer pressures and things that can get you in trouble, because a background check is going to be very critical that you've done the right things at the right time and you avoided the wrong places. So I think that's critical. And education helps. I had 2 years of college when I went on, and I was able to finish college with the police department taking care of the other half.
Oh.
So there are some benefits to that as well, joining the department. But mostly just trying to avoid certain troubles that I see a lot of young people get into in that age between 17 and 22. And that will nullify your chances.
So you mentioned before, you mentioned struggles that, of course. So what are some struggles that you had, of course, in your whole lifetime then?
I grew up in a single family home. I had younger brothers and sisters that I had to make sure I did the right thing so they would do the right thing. So I wouldn't say struggles, but I was always driven to be successful, and I knew I had others depending on me and counting on me and looking to me to do the right thing, to make something of my life and provide opportunities for others by clearing pathways. When I say that, clearing pathways, as I joined the police department, I was able to help my brother eventually join the police department as well. So those are pathways that you can clear for others if you're focused on trying to set a pathway or standard for them to follow.
Hey Cougars, welcome back. We are so excited that you just had a great first week of work.
We're proud of everything you've accomplished at work this week already.
Woohoo! You're already on your way to being pros at work. Keep on crushing it by trying new things and having an open mind as the year goes on.
So remember, our office is always here for you, and we are willing and ready to support you at any time throughout the year.
As former student Jason Blankson once said, I love the first week of work. It's like Christmas, Halloween, and Thanksgiving all rolled into one. I look forward to the first week of work, 51 of the other weeks out of the year.
Do you have any advice for all of the Cristo Rey students? You've met some, and of course, this year now you're gonna meet like a million or have like everybody. We have new students, we have new everybody. Right. So, because of course, so many students love making like connections, love making friends with all of the teachers and things like that. So, what are some advices that you would give to some Cristo Rey students?
I'm very impressed with the students here at Cristo Rey. Their demeanor, their mannerism, the respect level that they give to one another as well as adults, to a point where they're based on what I've seen in other schools, you're on a different trajectory as far as where students can go at this school. So it's kind of hard to kind of give students advice who are at a different level than what I'm used to seeing at this age. But the main focus would just keep striving, know that the sky is not the limit. You can go beyond. So that's the main thing. I see that energy here, that students want to be successful. I think you just continue that pathway and just never give up.
We've talked about like your, of course, last year, but there's one thing that I really want to touch on was like the first day that you came here. What was the one main thing that caught your eye? Like the one main thing that caught you? Because a lot of teachers have that. I'm just like, I want to know.
A tremendous amount of self-responsibility that I saw within this building, that no one was being escorted to class, no one was being told to hurry up, the bell's about to ring. It was just the self-initiative and responsibility and maturity was already undertaken and instilled within the students. It was an amazing thing to see coming from a public school, whereas every bell we had 10 to 15 people late. So very different, very encouraging for me. Like I think I can do this. I can stay here. So it was very refreshing to see something like that.
Hey Cougars, it's me, Cesar from class of 2026. This coming Friday is the last day teachers can accept work for progress reports, and you'll have access to progress reports the following week. Some things I can advise to do is do any missing work, take any retake tests if provided, and study for any future tests. Encourage yourself and encourage others. You guys got this. Cougars climb.
I do hope that you stay for a long time, because I've heard so many people are just like, oh, the new security guard. I'm like, oh, he's nice. I'm like, oh. And I have a friend who always goes out when it comes to like PWSP. We see you open the door, close the doors, come out. That has helped me a lot, because like I have so many things in my hands that I can't open. And then of course, like there's some students like, oh, the new security guard. Like he says hello, he says goodbye, and it's like that's the one thing that some of us need sometimes. And it's amazing that you're here to like, do that.
Thank you for that. I like to be present in the moment, whereas let students know I'm here to assist you and help you any way I can, and I'm looking out for you. So you'll see me at entry points, exit points, and if you can't greet a person to start their day or finish the day with a goodbye greeting, then you've wasted an opportunity. I have a passion. I'm looking at a possibility of contributing to something here at Cristo Rey in some coaching capacity. Talking with the athletic director, we're going to see if that works out to be something I can do. because I really enjoy being here, and I want to contribute to the successes that will occur here at Cristo Rey. Well, I have a young son who's a teenager, so he keeps me very busy with football and basketball, coaching him and getting him ready for what he wants to do later. I might golf a little in my spare time when you guys are out for the summer, so will I be off for the summer. So I'll find some things to enjoy, work on a couple of my cars or something.
You mentioned cars. So you like, not really, but my uncle is a mechanic.
Okay.
And he's taught me a lot about like, fixing cars and things like that. So is that like a huge interest that you got, or like?
Nowhere near a mechanic. I can't fix a car to save my life, but I like. I have a Jaguar, which is a little bit of a sports car, so I like to kind of keep that up. And older Chrysler 300. It's fun, just fun cars. Just kind of going in between cars here and there. I have a truck, so it's like tinkering, so to speak. Yeah, but no mechanics.
Not one bit.
Hi, this is Miss Muchler. Not only am I the Chief Operating Officer here at Cristo Rey Columbus High School, but I'm also the cross-country coach.
In fact, we have a lot of sports at Cristo Rey. Wouldn't it be great if there was one website you could go to find out when all games and matches are? Well, there is! Just go to go.dragonflyathletics.com to see a schedule of all athletic events. But that's not all. Here's Coach Dixon to tell you more about the Dragonfly website.
And what's really amazing about it, it's also live and it updates. So if a game is canceled or rescheduled, whatever the information you need is available. So obviously you can see us, but you can see the school we're going to play, the time, and the place. So you can actually plan ahead for an entire season on which games you would like to attend. Thank you.
So you mentioned that you wanted to, like, of course, your son, he in basketball, correct?
Yep, basketball and football.
Basketball and football.
Mm-hmm.
So how's that going?
It's going pretty good. He's enjoying it. We're enjoying watching him grow and develop. A lot of different camps, football camps. I think we're going to Skingham, and then we're going to University of Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. So.
Have you seen one of our basketball games?
Actually, my son told me about you guys' basketball game. He was impressed with a couple players.
Really?
He's run track against Cristo Rey. He was equally impressed there too. So he keeps me knowledgeable of Cristo Rey, and I work here. And he's telling me about Cristo Rey. So you guys have a very good reputation, athletically and academically.
Hearing that, I'm just like, it kind of gives us, it should definitely give people like the confidence.
It's coming along. I think it's coming along really well. Name's getting out there that you guys are. You do have athletes as well.
So what grade is your son?
He's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore? Mm-hmm. And I know sophomore year is the hardest year for a lot of students and things like that.
Yep. So, trying to keep the academics balanced with the athletics and not having to answer to dad too much, because no one likes that.
You're like, I want my free time. I want to say myself.
Right. I don't want to ban you to your room. So he's a good kid, though, so it's pretty good.
Hi guys, it's Liam. This is a special message to anyone who missed Picture Day last week. Seriously, how could you? I even reminded you all about it in the podcast the week before. Well, that's okay. I forgive you. And you still have a chance to get your picture taken anyway. How is that? I'm glad you asked. There will be a makeup picture day on October 1st. October 1st. Write it down in your planner this time, okay? Planners. No, Mr. Corgan, stop. That is so 2023. Seriously, enough.
So some people here in Cristo Rey think that having a security guard means there's issues in the school, there's something bad going on. So what are some things that you could say to like them or put out there that's like, no?
Security is more of a preventative measure, a deterrent, more so than actual engagement for the majority. It can become a time where you have to interact and engage with individuals, but Cristo Rey doesn't have internal issues that I've seen. I'm here as a deterrent and prevention, and there's nestled in the middle of downtown. You're very different than most schools, so there's things that I'm paying attention to that are on your exterior just to keep the students safe, but there's no there's no things that I've seen that are imminent or potentially dangerous that we have to face right now. But being present is very important to deter anything that could happen. So that's primarily what I'm here for, is to deter and prevent. But internally, as far as the internal of the school, has been very calm, very orderly, and no issues or complaints that I can see.
I know, because some people because back in my old school, it would be like, we have a security guard. Oh, something's terrible. Something's up. He's
right. No, I know you guys went a long time without one, but culture and climate of the country can be turbulent at times. You never can predict what will or will not happen. Mm-hmm. So it's always best to be in a preventive mode, so to speak. So I'm here for that, just to protect, prevent, and deter.
Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Corrigan here. Since this week's podcast is all about safety and security, it seems an appropriate time for your number one crossing guard to give you some after-school safety reminder.
Number one? Hold on. Number one crossing guard? You mean me, of course.
You, Mr. Maxwell, no offense, but
Thank you, I got this.
I don't think you're really
Stand back, Mr. Corrigan, and let the professionals handle this.
Well, I never.
Students, when you arrive at school each day, please exit your vehicle along either side of Town Street and cross at the crosswalk only. Please do not block the driveway to the school. School faculty and staff must enter through the gate to arrive to work in a timely manner. We encourage you to be mindful that your vehicle is not blocking or impeding traffic or the bus drop-off lane. Do not assume that drivers on Town Street will stop. Stop, look, and listen before you cross the street, and always cross with care. Anything to add, Mr. Corrigan?
Well, actually, I do.
I didn't think so. Stay safe out there, figures.
Because you said that, you mostly talked about the interior, and of course we're downtown, and you don't know what could happen. There's so many things that's going on. Right. What are some things that, you want us to make your job easier or like to help you with?
Well, it's an old saying of see something, say something. And it's very important to whereas if you see something that doesn't look right or something that's out of place, I'm very accessible. Please let the office know. In turn, they'll let me know. And that's the most helpful thing. My 2 eyes were not as helpful as 800 eyes as far as 400 students. So that would be one of the best things we can do. Hopefully we'll have dialogue, we'll get to talk, where I can exchange with students and get their ideas and their concepts and their concerns and take those into consideration in how we protect and keep the school safe. So I'm looking forward to having some kind of town hall meeting with the students on that so I can hear your concerns and hear what your thoughts are. So sometime in this school year, we will have that.
Yeah, so if students want to find you or if they have any concerns, where can we find you?
Main office, I always have a radio on me. They can call me at any time and I can respond to any situation.
Thank you so much for staying here and of course, taking your time to talk because I know how busy the security guard is. Thank you so much. I hope that you get to talk to other people because we're all kind of really open. We're all family. So Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I look forward to being here for a long time. And it's been a pleasure being here thus far. And I look forward to what's to come. So thank you.
So this is the end of our Cristo Rey podcast episode. We hope to see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Why is Mr. Corrigan playing this cheesy theme song? Isn't this from the old Batman TV show from the 60s? Who even knows what this is? Is this because he fights crime? Is that the connection? Wow.
Next week. Podcast next week. This was the Cristo Rey. This was the Cristo Rey. This was the Cristo Rey podcast.
Hello, everyone. It's Vivian again. We hope you had fun with this episode of the Cristo Rey podcast, but we wanted to end the show with something more serious. September 11th is the anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. If you talk to anyone who was alive on that day, they can usually tell you exactly where they were and what they were doing. as if it were yesterday. Here's some Cristo Rey staff members with their memories of that day.
Hi everyone, it's Miss Salimas. I was a young teacher at Thomas Sumter Academy in Sumter, South Carolina. There was an Air Force base there, and I remember we were in the science lab. There were about 3 classes packed in there. I remember the silence of the room, that no one was really speaking. I remember that one of the older teachers said that she was just staring at me for a large part of the time, watching me try not to cry the entire day, because we had so many kids who had connections at the Pentagon and spent the day not being able to get in touch with people they knew and who could have lost their lives on that day. Thank God none of our kids did lose anyone on that day, but of course we didn't know that at the time. I was worried that Sumter was an Air Force town, and so therefore maybe it was a military target. I know that probably seems a little far-fetched now, but on 9/11, things that had never before seemed possible in our country all of a sudden seem possible.
This is Mr. Lobster Lahant, and on 9/11, I was that morning a sophomore at the University of Toledo and was walking through the student union and came across a room of just stunned silence as students were watching the smoke billow out of the first of the 2 towers that was hit. The second one hadn't been hit yet. And we're all very confused trying to figure out what it was and what it meant. And as I stood there, the second tower was struck by the other plane. And I spent the rest of the day, after I gathered my thoughts and myself, in a friend's dorm room, just watching the footage over and over and over again, just stunned into disbelief at the ongoing events as the towers fell, as the people were fleeing the area, and not really knowing what it meant. Calling loved ones that were traveling, all sorts of things. But that was my experience of 9/11.
So this is Miss O'Connell. I was in 4th grade when the attacks on 9/11 happened. And I was sitting in the middle of class, and Mr. Rich barges in. He tells my teacher, "Turn on the news. You're not going to believe what's going on." So my teacher does, and we sit there and we watch the news coverage of a plane flying into a tower in New York City. I think at that point, as a kid, I didn't really pick up on how this might have been intentional. I left school that day feeling sad and feeling confused. But when I got home, and as soon as I got home, I saw my mom cleaning. She was cleaning like that. She was clearly very scared about something. And that's when I got scared. That's when I knew something was really happening.
Those are some powerful memories, but one Cristo Rey staff member has a unique connection to 9/11. Miss Muchler was living in New York at the time and was a witness to the attacks and their aftermath. Miss Muchler has appeared in the podcast a couple of times to talk about her feelings of 9/11. Here's a clip of one of those interviews.
I just remember thinking, the world will never be the same again. And will I ever feel normal again? And I do now, so that's good. But it was just really, it was really an incredible day.
If you're interested in the full interviews, as well as more reflections from other Cristo Rey staff, I recommend the podcast recording in 2021 commemorating the 20th anniversary of 9/11. Go find it on YouTube. Search Cristo Rey Columbus High School, and once there, click on the Cristo Rey Columbus Podcast Season 3, the video labeled 9/11 20th Anniversary Commemoration. Although we weren't born yet, our generation has a responsibility to listen, to remember, and to never forget. We at the podcast hope these interviews give you an opportunity to do that. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you next week on the Cristo Rey Columbus Podcast.